Hello, Booktube. I am back after a long trip and I am just about to leave again. And during this trip, I was reading a couple of books. One of them was Reading the Glass by Rappaport, which is the one I'm going to be talking about today. And I lost it. I lost the book. It's never happened to me that I lost a book while reading it, but it's the case now. So I haven't been able to finish it. I got quite close to the end. I got to the whole discussion on climate and the Polynesians and how they do like island hopping and everything. But I didn't finish the book. So I'm just gonna talk about it with the information that I have, because I'm not gonna re-buy the book or anything like that. I don't think it was that good. I don't even feel FOMO from the end or anything like that. So yeah, I do have some notes that I was taking, and I think that what's happened is that because I am moving out of this house, it's probably gone in the wrong box, and therefore left the house before time. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, Reading the Glass by Rappaport. I'm not gonna say much about it because not having the book here means I cannot revise the notes I make always on the margins. I cannot like read a passage. I cannot like reread the parts that are critical on my opinion about the book. So all I'm gonna say is first of all, you have to be sort of like a priori interested in weather and in sailing and in the ocean, which means that it's not that it is a bad book, but it's definitely focused on a subject that I've seen over the last few months that sailors and in general seamen, sea people, but especially sailors, are obsessed about, which is weather. And I find that subject very interesting. Weather, it's how the world works, it's how the earth breathes. It's definitely very interesting, but maybe not to the freakish level that some sailors are into it. And even I, that I'm like currently studying, taking like my sailing license and everything, and planning to like circumnavigate the globe. Even I, sometimes I was reading the book and it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, this is more didactic than entertaining, right? And I already read books that are just didactic. I think it's Tom Conliffe. It's a really good author that you can search if you just want to learn about sailing and about weather and about survival skills and all of that. But Reading the Glass was the promise of like a memoir. I was expecting a bit more sort of like more about the sociology of the boat, of being on a boat with other people and other aspects, while it was just literally 90 something percent focus on weather and very like minor details that I cannot imagine that would be interesting or even reachable to some other readers. So that's a downside of the book if you are not already interested in nautical stuff. However, it was well written. It wasn't badly written, and the sea is fascinating and crossing it and the storms and the stuff about the clouds. Like that was for me completely new. Like when he talks about clouds and like basically that each shape tells you something about what's gonna happen, about what's going on up there. I think it was just very interesting, and he was writing quite well throughout the book. It was a little bit too didactic, in my opinion, and it was omitting other aspects of sailing. That I guess that the book was just focused on weather, so you shouldn't be asking lemons to the apple tree, I guess. But it would have definitely benefited a lot by exploring other aspects of that whole world that is sailing and just crossing the ocean. But other than that, it also made me think that one of the reasons why I wasn't that liking this book is because it was non-fiction, it was a memoir. And I myself have been writing a memoir now for a few months, and I have finished it very recently. Now I'm revising and editing. And this is funny, but like I think writing the memoir and reading so many memoirs as part of my sort of preparation to write my own memoir, and I'm continuing to read memoirs because I got interested in genre, got me to sort of like the conclusion that memoirs are a lazy form of writing. Like this book, I feel like this book could have been so much more interesting if it were fiction, if he wasn't constrained by having to tell exactly what happened to him and exactly what he knows and exactly in what way. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you can have cool anecdotes, but they're always constrained to what happened to you, and all of those things that you wanted to teach could have been made packed into a much better book if you allowed yourself to create a narrative that like makes them have to happen and makes them necessary for the plot, and also allows you to add stuff, maybe anecdotes from other sailors, maybe things that you don't know that have happened, that haven't happened to you but have happened and you know about. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm confused about my opinion about the memoir form now, because while I was writing my own memoir, I started feeling incredibly self-centered, and yeah, I was writing and trying to put everything on paper. At first, the book was gonna be like 1,000-something pages of the last 5 years of my life, because I've been doing a lot of stuff that's cool and they have many anecdotes, but as I was writing my own memoir, I was realizing that it's just like, I don't know, it's like I feel like an Ouroboros, just like eating my own, you know. So I finished it. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 10 pages to cover the remaining 3 years. I have only written 2 years of my life, and I'm gonna give 10 pages to finish the rest. And I did, and it ended up being sort of like an essay critique of what I was trying to do, but in a cool way, and I liked it, and I feel like I am a bit against memoirs now. and I feel like the fact that it was a memoir and the fact that Rappaport was so focused on telling the truth about his life, about me, and not me, because at the end of the day, the other problem is that he was just being so didactic, and so just looking at what interested him to, when sailors are so like absorbed by what they like, they just they cannot see that some of the things they like and they are interested on are not necessarily interested to everyone. So yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it's a worth reading book. It's a book worth reading, but like I was looking at some reviews and everything was positive, and this is my own sort of like negative bit about it. Just thinking someone has read it and hasn't heard about any other negative feedback about the book, because I think it works, but I think it just could have been better. And that's all I want to say about reading in class.